My capstone project for the Master of Science in Applied Exercise Science is a completion of the National Strength and Conditioning Association Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, or the NSCA-CSCS exam. The NSCA is one of the forefront governing bodies of strength and conditioning, with their CSCS certification being a cornerstone within the exercise science industry. My concentration is in sports nutrition, but my profession is directly within exercise physiology as a strength coach. Therefore, this certification was one I always wanted to obtain. My capstone entailed preparing for, studying completely, and taking the exam. Initially, I created a timeline for studying over 7 weeks prior to taking the exam, but this timeline fluctuated at times and was altered due to additional time constraints. Essentially, the studying was compressed into a 3-week period. Luckily, the majority of information was reviewed from previous courses and experiences at Concordia and prior internships. I utilized numerous resources for studying. I already had purchased the textbook for a previous course. I was already a part of a forum for individuals studying towards the exam. And I purchased the practice questions from the NSCA. I also utilized Dr. Jacob Gooden's video resources on YouTube for further explanation and reinforcement of topics presented on the exam. I established a rhythm of studying, practicing my knowledge and application of this knowledge in a pseudo-testing environment. I found this worked best for me. Through studying for the certification, I reinforced a tremendous amount of information I had already known previously, and I learned a great deal additionally about my application methods for strength and conditioning for athletics. The CSCS encapsulates a large quantity of topics, therefore there's a lot of information to know. Subject examples include program design, determination of training techniques for different athletic types, application of scientific foundation principles, nutritional applications, kinematic structuring, among other topics. It truly envelops the entire exercise physiology field within a single examination. Through studying the single topic I learned the most on is practical application of program design for specific athletes and discernment necessary to correctly progress an athlete through a strength and conditioning program towards a positive outcome within their sport. Life lesson-wise, I learned I enjoy preparing for an exam that has substance I am interested in. During my undergraduate degree, I had plenty of exams I was not particularly interested in, and I struggled mightily with studying for them. I utilized my short-term memory more than my long-term memory for true retention of knowledge. For this exam, because the information applies to my current job and my future aspirations, I was more committed and interested in retaining the information beyond blind memorization. It could be because I am older now than I was last time I sat for an exam, but I am proud of my maturation within this mindset. I want to learn more about these subjects, therefore I sit for a certification on these subjects. It inherently makes more sense to me now. All information I learned will be applied to my job instantaneously. I work with a variety of clientele and I have athletes training for specific sports. I look to take the information I learned during the studying and improve my training methodologies for better client progress. Throughout this entire process, time management was the biggest hurdle and my consistent procrastinated nature that hinders my ability to elongate my studying period. It has always been my largest hurdle, leaving things to crunch time and working within that high pressure window. Ironically enough, I work best under pressure. Thusly, this leads to a self-serving cycle of high-stress situations where I push myself to perform significantly more difficult tasks in tighter time windows, where I inevitably complete them and move to the next task. It may be my nature to stagger through that cycle, but I wanted to do it better this time. I found creating a timeline and sticking to it with this entire week, having an itemized schedule every hour leading up to the exam on Thursday, provides the largest benefit and combats my procrastinating nature. I look forward to completing my exam and finishing my Master of Science within the next couple days.